Hi, Tom here. In this week's Circle Line Art School video, I'll show you one way to draw a mini city using two-point perspective. You will need a pencil and a fine black pen. The first step is to draw a horizontal line towards the top of your paper. Then draw two vanishing points at either end of your horizontal line. Next, draw a vertical line between the two vanishing points in the center of your drawing. This line is a guideline and represents the nearest corner for the nearest building in this mini city. Next, draw a receding guideline from the left vanishing point to the base of your vertical line, and then another receding guideline from the right vanishing point, again to the base of your vertical line. We can use these guidelines for the baseline for the edge buildings of this mini city. Next, draw another guideline from the top of the vertical line to the right vanishing point, and then another guideline to the left vanishing point. And these guidelines are for the top receding lines for the highest skyscraper in this drawing. Next, draw two more guidelines between the top and the bottom of your vertical line towards the two vanishing points. These guidelines are for the top of the first building that we'll draw. Now we can draw a vertical line to the left and another vertical line to the right of our original vertical line. These two new vertical lines are for the outer edges of the first building. Next, draw a line towards the right and another towards the left vanishing point for the top back part of this building block. So now we have a basic building in two-point perspective at the front of our drawing. The next step is to repeat this process and draw smaller blocks on the top of the first one, using the two vanishing points as a guide. In this two-point perspective drawing, all of the vertical lines will stay vertical and parallel to each other, but all of the receding lines will go towards one of the two vanishing points on our horizon line. We could repeat this process with an even smaller block on the top of the first two blocks. Notice that we're looking down on this building as it is below the horizon line. You know, one of the things that I love about drawing is how it helps me slow down and focus. It's a great way to clear your mind, but sometimes, no matter how much we create, life can still feel overwhelming. That's where talking to someone can make a real difference. This video is a paid partnership with BetterHelp, an online therapy service that makes getting support easy and accessible. Whether you're dealing with stress, creative blocks, or just need someone to talk to, BetterHelp connects you with a credentialed therapist from the comfort of your own home. You can message, chat, or even have video sessions at a time that works for you. If you've ever considered therapy, now's a great time to try. BetterHelp is offering 10% off your first month. Just go to betterhelp.com/circleline to get started. Prioritizing mental health is just as important as developing creative skills, and BetterHelp makes it simple to take that first step. Alright, let's get back to drawing. It is useful to draw vertical lines for all of the windows in this drawing, and then to draw horizontal lines for the buildings as lines receding to one of the two vanishing points on the horizon line. The smaller you draw the windows, the larger the buildings will look, so it's worthwhile spending time to draw the windows one by one. you could add the windows in pen straight away. For this drawing, I use a range of thin, fine liner black pens. Each of the other buildings in this mini city can be drawn using the same technique as we used on the first building. Draw a vertical line for the nearest corner first, and then draw the other lines as vertical lines or lines that are receding directly towards one of the two vanishing points. Remember to line up the base of the buildings at the edge of the mini city with the edge baseline that we drew at the beginning of this drawing. If you would like to learn more about drawing, particularly drawing buildings in perspective, please visit my website, circlelineartschool.com, for details on my online drawing courses for beginners. At this stage in the drawing, it's just a matter of choosing where to place each building that you draw, working from the front building that we drew at the beginning, in the foreground, to the more distant buildings in the background. Choose the height of each building that you draw, and consider how each of the new buildings will fit into the buildings that you've already drawn. For my drawing, I'm keeping all of the buildings close together in their center block, so that it looks like a mini city. Once you have all the buildings in place, you could use a pencil to draw the guidelines for the windows. And then, when you're ready, you could draw the windows with a pen, or maybe using a sharp pencil. You could make some of the windows darker on one side of each of your buildings. You could also draw a perimeter in two-point perspective, using your two vanishing points around your mini city. And then you could add some shading using the side of a pencil to the side of the buildings in shadow. And then you could also draw the start of some cast shadows on the ground, going away from the lighter side of the buildings. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Circleline Art School, to keep up to date with all the content that I create. I hope you like, share and comment. Thank you for watching this drawing video tutorial, and I hope to see you next time.